Hi there, I'm Courtney Friel coming to you from the KTLA studio. I really wish I could be presenting in person, but we all know things are different right now. It is my honor and pleasure to virtually welcome law enforcement officers, officials, and esteemed guests from Riverside and San Bernardino counties to the annual MADD Law Enforcement Recognition Awards. This event is designed to recognize the outstanding work of law enforcement professionals in DUI enforcement. Each arrest is a potential life saved, and MADD awards their service as they dedicate their lives to keeping our roads safe. For 40 years, Mothers Against Drunk Driving has been the nation's leader in an unwavering fight against this 100% preventable crime by changing the apathetic culture surrounding drinking and driving. Since 1980, highway deaths caused by drunk driving crashes have been cut in half. Consequently, this success has created a misconception that drunk driving is no longer a major issue. However, this is not the case. Drunk driving crashes remain a major cause of death and injuries on America's highways, with over 10,000 fatalities and 290,000 injuries annually, all of which are preventable. Here in California, there are over 1,000 DUI-related deaths annually. Drunk and drug driving comes with a cost and is one that robs us of mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, spouses, and friends. With the help of those who want a safer future, in 2006, MADD launched its campaign to eliminate drunk driving to end this danger on American roads. The campaign to eliminate drunk driving will get this nation to 0 deaths through equal parts prevention and invention. The 4 pillars of the campaign are: 1, high visibility law enforcement; 2, ignition interlock devices; 3, autonomous vehicle technology; and 4, driver alcohol detection systems for safety, or DADS. During this challenging and difficult period, the organization continues to provide free services to victims and families of drunk and drug driving and educational programs to discourage underage drinking. Programs and services are even being offered virtually to maintain and increase awareness and prevention. But MADD cannot do this without the help and support of people like you. So please join us in the $5 challenge and the One MADD California giving campaign. Funds raised through One MADD California will go toward the organization's victim services and research-based programs to continue their goal of no more victims. Statewide supporters can donate through the phone or online. Help us achieve MADD's mission to end drunk driving, help fight drug driving, support the victims of those violent crimes, and prevent underage drinking. At this time, we would like to present comments from the MADD National President, Ms. Helen Whitty.
Hello, I'm Helen Whitty. I'm the National President of Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and I'm here today in California, virtually, of course, to thank law enforcement for the work they do to keep everyone in this state so much safer. Without the work you do on our roads, there would be so many more victims. So MADD wants to recognize you today for the work you do on our roads and to thank you for what you do. I didn't come to MADD by my choice. I came here because of someone else's choice to drive after drinking alcohol and smoking marijuana. My 16-year-old daughter came home from high school one afternoon and was nervous. She said, "I'm going to go work off my stress. I'll put on my rollerblades. Don't worry, Mom, I'll be right back. I love you." And I never saw her again. That same day, another girl who had chosen to work her stress off with alcohol and marijuana ran my daughter down while my daughter was on that bike path. Our lives changed forever. My daughter's life ended, mine did not. And MADD was there to help me put back the pieces, but they also introduced me to the work that law enforcement does. I got to see firsthand the work you do on our roads that's so dangerous for you to do and yet saves so many lives. Thank you. MADD also introduced me to the detective who had notified me of my daughter's death. And I was able to see the work he does and to work with him to help stop this crime. So while everyone is here today to thank you and recognize you for the work you do on our roads, I'm also here today to thank you for the work you do off of our roads, for the work you do when you walk alongside a victim, when you take off that armor that you wear every day, I mean that emotional armor, and you take it off so that you can walk and talk with a victim. Thank you for that. You help us heal as well as saving our lives. So thank you.
A welcome from California State Executive Director Patricia Riera.
Greetings, esteemed guests, sponsors, victims, and honorees. Welcome to MADD California's 2020 Virtual Law Enforcement Recognition event. My name is Patricia Riera. I am the California State Executive Director for Mothers Against Drunk Driving. It is MADD's California's honor to host and recognize you today. To our honorees, please accept this virtual recognition as just a small token of our appreciation, which validates and honor your contributions to keeping our streets safe. You are truly an essential part and a valuable member of the MADD California family. The MADD Law Enforcement Recognition Awards are an annual MADD event that recognizes excellence in DUI enforcement while creating awareness and community support for law enforcement efforts to eliminate impaired driving. This year, virtually, the event will recognize law enforcement honorees for the number of impaired driving arrests made annually. Each arrest is a life saved, and MADD California applaud your dedication to keep our roads safe. During 2019, MADD California staff and volunteers happily traveled all over California delivering MADD's core programs and services, all of which are free of charge to the public. These volunteer-based programs include, but are not limited to, victim advocacy, underage drinking prevention programs, community engagement, and the campaign to eliminate drunk driving. So what does MADD really do? That's a question that I get all the time. MADD provides services to victims and families of drunken drug crashes at no cost, successfully lobby to support stronger drunk driving laws, deliver underage drinking prevention strategies to thousands of teens, and we are single-handedly responsible for changing the apathetic culture surrounding drinking and driving. This year, 2020, marks the 40th anniversary of MADD's impact across the country. Through the efforts of MADD, over the past 4 decades, highway deaths caused by drunk driving crashes have been cut in half. That's very impressive. However, drunk driving continues to be a leading cause of death and injuries in our country. Drunk driving has claimed the lives of over 1,000 people here in California alone in 2018. Every single one of those deaths is 100% preventable. As we celebrate MADD's 40th year anniversary as the grassroots organization that started the cultural revolution that made drunken drug driving unacceptable, we ask that you acknowledge our heroes in law enforcement and take a stand with us at #OneMaddCalifornia to further a future with no more victims. In closing, I'd like to extend a special thank you to our sponsors, community partners, and the district attorney's offices. Thank you for your continued support of MADD's efforts. Again, to all of the honorees, it is our honor to acknowledge your outstanding leadership in saving lives. Keep up the good work, and congratulations.
Next, opening remarks from Dave Fox, MADD San Diego Advisory Board Chair and founder of Fox Law.
Good morning, and welcome to our virtual 2020 San Diego Law Enforcement Recognition. Today, we're here to honor the real heroes, the hardworking men and women of law enforcement who work diligently to remove impaired drivers from our streets. Despite COVID and utilizing this new virtual event platform, we want to make sure we thank you for everything you do, and it's our pleasure to honor you today. My name's Dave Fox. I'm the chair of MADD San Diego Advisory Board. I'm a father, and I've sadly lost family and friends to drunk drivers. I'm a former federal prosecutor that had the pleasure of working with many state and federal officers for several years. I worked on cases ranging from corruption, gang violence, and even DUIs on federal basis. However, after leaving the Department of Justice, I started a law firm dedicated to helping those that are harmed by negligent and often drunk drivers. This is the focus of the work that myself, my firm, and 6 attorneys have been doing over the last decade. We take great pride in helping drunk driving victims get back on their feet and receive the compensation that they deserve in the civil justice system. As part of this process, in helping our clients, we've also seen the incredible work that MADD and law enforcement has done to help ensure our clients get back on their feet and receive the justice they deserve. Law enforcement represents the first prong and what many deem as the most crucial part of our campaign to end drunk driving, particularly the high visibility of law. The amount of arrests reported for San Diego County in 2019 are 5,481 arrests. That is a remarkable number. So once again, thank you for all of your efforts to keep our roadways safe. Sadly, in spite of these efforts, impaired driving continues to be a leading cause of death and injuries on the roadways in our country. MADD's not going to stop until drunk driving does, because one empty seat at the table is just too many. With your help, we'll arrive at a destination of 0 deaths and 0 injuries. Together, we will see our dream come true of no more victims. MADD San Diego looks forward to collaborating with you on underage drinking prevention programs, and we invite you to join MADD at our victim impact panels. Please don't hesitate to contact MADD or even myself regarding any families who unfortunately have become victims or survivors of an impaired crash. As we honor outstanding life-saving efforts today, I'd like to take a moment to thank our San Diego sponsors, the San Diego Police Officers Association, SCRAM, Pacific Auto Center, Barbara Savaglio Law Offices, Mauzy Heating, Air, and Solar, the Hillcrest Mission Valley Lions Club. In closing, your efforts validate that you care about our vision to eliminate impaired driving crashes. MADD San Diego could not accomplish what we do without your help, and we know that. I'd like to thank everyone who RSVP'd and had planned to attend this event in person. We appreciate your support and are looking forward to seeing you at next year's law enforcement recognition. Again, congratulations to all the awardees. It's our honor to acknowledge your efforts in saving lives. Thank you.
At this time, a message from one of MADD San Diego's community supporters, Sequoian Band of the Kumeyaay Nation.
Hi, I'm Bill Dinky. As a police chief for the Sequoian Band of the Kumeyaay Nation, it's been an honor partnering with MADD San Diego for the past 10 years. It's well known that since MADD's inception 40 years ago, DUI-related fatalities have decreased by 50%. However, with somebody being injured on the average of every minute and somebody on the average of being killed every 52 minutes on our nation's highways by an impaired driver, we have a long ways to go. And we take that to heart here at Sequoian, starting with our department, putting a priority on DUI enforcement. Also, the Sequoian tribe's generous support of the MADD organization, and arguably the most important, the implementation of comprehensive policies for Sequoian's business enterprises affecting the service of alcoholic beverages. In closing, I want to thank MADD for everything it's done for the victims' families, for the survivors of DUI-related crashes, and for their tireless advocacy to stop drunk driving.
My name is Cody J. Martinez, chairman of the Sequoian Band of the Kumeyaay Nation, and on behalf of Sequoian, we stand with One MADD California to end impaired driving.
Next up, Mara W. Elliott, City Attorney with San Diego, would like to share a few words.
At the City Attorney's Office, we are dedicated to protecting San Diegans from drunk driving injuries and death. MADD shares this goal, and that's why we've been longtime partners. One of my favorite activities that my office coordinates is our annual Walk Like MADD event. I'm told that it's the largest team with the highest fundraising numbers. With the legalization of marijuana and the increased use of prescription drugs, often in combination with alcohol, we ensure that our prosecutors receive the most up-to-date and comprehensive training on how to hold accountable those who endanger our community. A vital part of this training includes a visit to the MADD Victim Impact Panel. This is a condition of probation for all DUI offenders. I am very proud of our office's track record of success. In 2019, our office prosecuted 2,642 cases. We secured a 99.4% conviction rate. The toll that driving under the influence has on families can be devastating. One death by DUI is one too many. As a mom, I believe the work MADD does is crucial. We all must play a role to prevent underage drinking and impaired driving, and to support victims. I stand with One MADD California to end impaired driving, and I hope you will too.
At this time, I'd like to introduce Callie Bright, Deputy District Attorney with the County of San Diego.
Good morning. My name is Callie Bright, Deputy District Attorney, and I'm in charge of the San Diego County DUI Homicide Unit for the District Attorney's Office. It gives me great pleasure to thank all of the officers who are getting awards today for your outstanding work in DUI-related offenses. I only deal with the fatalities, but I know that were it not for the hard work that all of you do, getting the individuals who have not killed someone in a crash, but are getting the impaired drivers off the road every day, I couldn't do what I do. Thank you to Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Without their support of not only the District Attorney's Office and all of the work that they do for the victims, they are a valuable resource within San Diego County and with all of California. Their assistance with victims at trial, at preliminary hearing, they are a go-between when we don't have the time that we need in order to focus on the victim's needs. Instead, we're focusing on what's happening in court. And MADD fills in that gap extraordinarily well to provide information to victims, to be a resource for them every step of the way. And for that, I thank you. Again, to the officers who are getting these awards today, congratulations. You've certainly earned it. Thank you.
Introducing Mark Mannion as the Honorary Victim Speaker.
Hi, my name is Mark Mannion, and as you can see, I'm in a wheelchair. I was on a cross-country trip about 45 years ago with my best friend, my cousin Mike, and a drunk driver came off the road, got us both. He killed him, put me in a wheelchair, and my skull almost came off on my spine. They called that almost like a beheading. But anyways, so I really want to encourage you, please don't drink and drive. Please don't get behind the wheel under the influence of alcohol or any other drug. I thank God for an organization like MADD because I've been able to share my story for the last 29 years with that organization. Speak at military bases, schools, prisons, drug and alcohol recovery programs, you name it. Where a door opens, we're usually there to speak if we can fill it. God's entrusted me with a powerful story by saving my life, and hopefully it's been able to reach a lot of people so they don't make the same bad choice that the people that were in the car that hit us made. They live in what I call the prison of your mind, knowing what they have done to two other people. It's a hard thing to live with. I also want to thank the police officers. Many of them help volunteer with Mothers Against Drunk Driving because they've seen the destruction out there on the road. And I really want to thank them also for all the people that they take off the road. Many of them work really hard at that, getting drunk drivers off the road so that they don't hurt or kill some other person. And they do a fine job of it and definitely deserve our thanks. I also want to encourage you to help support Mothers Against Drunk Driving. They were started back in 1980, and since they came out, the drunk driving fatalities have gone down quite a bit due to their education and the programs that they have to help keep people from drinking and driving, and it's just a wonderful organization. So if you have any dollars or whatever that you can help put towards that organization, it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much for listening to me, and may God bless you.
Thank you, Mark, for sharing your family's tragic story. Next, Chief Ed Varso with the Escondido Police Department.
Hello, my name is Ed Varso, Chief of Police for the Escondido Police Department. Thank you for participating in this event today as we recognize law enforcement officers from throughout San Diego County for their dedication to keeping our roadways safe from intoxicated drivers. Events such as this are important because it shows appreciation to our law enforcement officers who are engaged in what is not always necessarily the glamorous part of police work, but it's a part of police work that is critically important to keeping all of us safe. And yet we have another opportunity to share with our community members the consequences that come from driving under the influence. Like all San Diego County law enforcement agencies, the Escondido Police Department has had a long-standing partnership with MADD San Diego. It's a partnership that's important because we will never solve this problem through enforcement alone. There will always need to be those that are involved in awareness and education, and when our two organizations come together in a collaborative effort to handle both the enforcement piece and the prevention piece, then we will be successful. Sadly, I fear that the COVID-19 pandemic has only made this matter that much worse. Locally, we're already seeing an increase in DUI arrests and DUI-related traffic collisions. And I worry personally that what is occurring is the stress of being out of work, the stress of dealing with a pandemic is encouraging folks to engage in dangerous under the influence driving behavior. Remember to do your part to reach out to your friends and family members. Understand that everybody's under a lot of stress these days, and do what you can to help them make good decisions and to prevent themselves from hurting themselves or hurting or killing other people or ending up in jail. Remember to educate your young ones on the dangers of drugs and alcohol. And finally, I would ask that you support the One MADD California campaign. It's a campaign that MADD has put together to continue to further their efforts to educate our community on the consequences that come from driving under the influence. The reality is in California, none of us can do anything in life without taking to our roadways. That means every single one of us, every single one of our friends, every family member that we have is impacted by traffic safety. And as somebody whose family has personally been affected by the poor decisions of a drunk driver, I would ask that you think twice before ever driving under the influence. This has a tragic consequence, sadly. It's a tragic consequence that injures or kills people who are completely innocent and just going about their normal lives. So again, thank you for supporting MADD, thank you for supporting law enforcement, and thank you for all that you do.
Lastly, representing our San Diego agencies, Sheriff Bill Gore with the San Diego Sheriff's Department.
Hi, I'm Sheriff Bill Gore. It's my privilege to be a part of this virtual ceremony hosted by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. We honor the men and women of law enforcement for saving lives by taking a stand with MADD against impaired driving. The San Diego County Sheriff's Department is proud to be a partner with MADD. MADD advocates regularly join us at DUI checkpoints, passing out pamphlets to drivers, warning them about the dangers of impaired driving. We recognize members of law enforcement who go above and beyond the call of duty, like Deputy Nicholas Yale from our Vista Sheriff Station. He made more than 200 DUI-related arrests in 2019, the most by any member of law enforcement here in San Diego County. Most deputies and officers don't make that many DUI arrests throughout their entire career. Deputy Yale's commitment to stopping impaired driving is unquestionable, and why he's worthy of this recognition from MADD. Every year, the Sheriff's Department teams up with the San Diego City Attorney's Office to honor the memory of Deputy Ken Collier at the Walk Like MADD 5K Run Walk. He was killed in a crash trying to stop a wrong-way impaired driver near Santee in 2010. We honor Ken's memory by raising money and awareness about the dangers of driving under the influence. As you know, we're living in unprecedented times. The COVID-19 pandemic has changed the way we live. Due to the public health orders issued in the wake of the pandemic, fewer people have been driving on our roadways. As a result, deputies have also been making fewer DUI-related arrests. Obviously, having all the bars closed and most restaurants open for to-go dining has helped reduce impaired driving. The citizens of San Diego County have done a great job of staying at home and flattening that curve. The Sheriff's Department will always value its relationship with MADD, and we support you in your mission. Accidents caused by DUI drivers are 100% preventable. Let's all stand with MADD against impaired driving to save lives. Thank you.
Thank you to all MADD community supporters. We are honored to have San Diego stand with MADD. For our first awards, we have the Deuce awardees with up to 49 DUI arrests. A round of virtual applause for our Deuce awardees here shown on the screen. Up next, we have the MADD Awards allotted to those law enforcement officers with 50 to 99 DUI arrests. A round of virtual applause for our MADD awardees here shown on the screen. Next up, we have our Century Award recipients. These were officers with 100 or more DUI arrests in 2019. Escondido Police Department Officer Pete McCullough, Carlsbad Police Department Corporal Nate Horton, San Diego Police Department Officer John Perdue. Now we have our Double Century Award recipients. These were officers with 200 or more DUI arrests in 2019. San Diego Sheriff's Department Vista Station Deputy Jason Malson, Deputy Nicholas Gell. Please give a round of virtual applause for our Century Award winners. This year's Distinguished Service Award in memory of CHP Officer Christopher D. Leiden. This year's recipient goes to Officer Nathan Horton with the Carlsbad Police Department. And it is now time to honor the top arresting officer in San Diego County. Please join me in virtually applauding and viewing comments from our top arresting officer. For San Diego County, Deputy Nicholas Gell from the San Diego Sheriff's Department Vista Station with 212 DUI arrests. Congratulations to all honorees. We have one special thank you to our law enforcement agencies from MADD California victims and volunteers.
Hi, San Diego law enforcement and our wonderful MADD advocate, Mariana Chin. We thank you, we appreciate you, God bless you. Happy Law Enforcement Awards Day. You deserve it.
Hi, my name is Jordan Hedrick, I actually lost my cousin Sam to a drunk driving crash in 2010, and that is what brought me to MADD San Diego. I have been volunteering with MADD since then, and I have met so many of you from the different law enforcement departments throughout the years, and I'm just so grateful for all of you for helping keep our roads safe and being there with all of our families that were unfortunately affected by a drunk driver. Your help and what you do means so much, and I know that it goes above and beyond your call of duty for everything that you do, so thank you so very much.
October 12, 2019, I got hit by a drunk driver on the freeway. He was going over 100 miles, totaled my car. My trunk was in my back seat. The police came to my rescue, called the ambulance, and they let me take my dog with me. She was also injured. I don't know what we would do without the police. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Peter Chen. I want to say thank you for all the officers, in particular those who were on the scene during the drunk driving case and arrested the drunk drivers. It means a lot to the family of the victims who had to suffer through many trials and tribulation, and to be justice to be seen. But you guys are on the front line, people who do the hard work and sacrifice, at all hours of the day. And in my particular case, it was in the wee hours and midnight and so forth to support that. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is all the awards that we have for you today. We want to thank all of our sponsors, supporters, volunteers, MADD staff, community leaders, and most of all, law enforcement officers who protect our roadways day in and day out. We are creating a social movement of #OneMaddCalifornia, a tribute to our 40th anniversary with you as the grassroots organization that started the cultural revolution that made drunk driving unacceptable. We ask communities to stand with MADD for #NoMoreVictims. This is a necessary opportunity to raise precious funds for the community services MADD provides. As mentioned, these services are victim advocacy for victims and survivors of drunk and/or drugged driving crashes, underage drinking prevention education for parents and teens, and working with law enforcement and/or legislators to eliminate impaired driving. MADD California staff and volunteers travel all over the Southern California region delivering these community services, all of which are free of charge to the public. Statewide supporters can support One MADD California through the phone or online. Additionally, your program books are digitally available on the site, and the event will continuously be available through this site at MADD California on Facebook and YouTube for your family and friends to view. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.